Yes, people, you have read it right. We have got the best Underdog 4-2-3-1 on the game coming out today on the sortitoutsi channel. This is a tactic that I have sort of pushed a lot recently on my Twitch and on my YouTube. I've promoted this tactic a lot, ready for today's release, because this tactic is an absolute banger. Now, I'm going to give you a very, very quick sneak peek at my save that I'm doing over on Twitch, and that's on the Completed It Mate save that you guys might know about here on sortitoutsi, where I'm currently in Hong Kong, and I'm using this tactic, and as you can see, it's quite good. Okay, we're not going to go too in depth with this save, because obviously this video is a separate video entirely and a completely different save, but this is I'm playing every single game and using this tactic, and I've won every single game, drawn a few. It's an absolutely ridiculous tactic. Now, I've got tests with Sheffield United with a few changes where I'm going to show you. I've got tests with Elche in the second tier of the Spanish division, and I've got tests with Nice as well to show you how good this tactic is at a sort of upper side as well as a few underdogs. So let me get into it and show you how good this tactic could be. Yes, then, so we're testing with Nice to kick things off. We're predicted to come 5th in the league, 33-1, miles behind PSG, and then quite a way behind Monaco and Marseille as well. We managed to get them into 3rd place above Marseille, 2 points below Monaco, so massively overachieving what we were doing. Gator Laborde with 31 goals is an absolute bagsman, and just to be honest, 13 points away from PSG, 21 wins, 5 draws, and 8 losses. And the stats-wise as well, we're looking at the 4th most goals on 67, and the 6th least conceded on just 46. Possession-wise, keeping 53% of the ball, and pass completion being 7th as well. The data hub looks very, very nice indeed. 1.97 goals per game, 1.35 goals conceded per game, and as an underdog tactic, performs very, very well. Looking at the squad with Nice, it's a bit of a tactic. This is a very different result system to what I've seen from all the other teams. The goal scorer was the striker, and then pretty much everywhere else didn't score a lot of goals, which was a little bit odd. It's the only sim that I've had that had this, so I'm not sure if something is a bit weird about Nice. Maybe, I mean, the tactic is very special. It's 3 central attacking midfielders, so maybe with Nice's plethora of wingers, it doesn't quite fit them as well, but they're doing very well in real life and decided to use them. So it might be my fault for not choosing the best team for the test, but still, it's very, very nice, and we still did very, very well. 3rd in the league, very impressive with Nice, and lots of goals from the striker. Now, the one that I'm most impressed about is Elche. Now, this is a team that I think in real life is sitting mid-table in the 2nd tier of Spain. They're predicted to come 3rd on FM, and they're a team that I like very, very much. We have obviously won the league, which is fantastic, on 87 points, and we were very, very good, as you can see from the graph at the top. We were top pretty much the whole season, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Shows some utter domination. We scored the most goals on 87. Conceded, we were the 2nd on 39. Possession, we were 5th on 56. Pass completion, we were 8th on 89. And points per game, the important one. We absolutely smashed it. And the data hub, again, looks stunning. 2.07 goals per game, 0.93 conceded per game. And like I said, goals coming from much more areas. 4 players with over 10 goals. 2 with 19 plus, and they are both shallow strikers, centre attacking midfielders, not strikers. They are both wingers. The striker, Murad, is actually more of a link-up player, so he scored 10, and Nicolas Castro with 12 as well. The other striker is Sergio Leon, who played 31 and scored just 9. So you can see from that Elche save, it was a little bit weird with Laborde scoring 32, but it is what it is. Someone's got to score the goals, and he was the man for that team. But with this Elche team, a much more well-rounded approach to goals being scored, which is very nice to see. Obviously not doing bits in the Copa del Rey, but I couldn't care less. It's about winning the league and absolutely smashing it, which is what we're about. Best goal difference in the league, most goals scored, and it was a very, very entertaining tactic as well. And I'm going to show you this 5-1 game here against Eldense just a few days before the end of the season. Right then, here we are. Then we've got Castro in the cam, finding Sergio Leon. A great run through the middle with Pippa, and that is exactly what you're going to see a lot from this tactic. We've got the shadow strikers that are going to get in the half spaces between the centre back and the full back and drift in. You see that so much of this tactic, it's almost broken. It's that good. Fidel's going to score from the spot, which we couldn't care less about. That's not a good goal, is it? Castro from the left wing finds Diego Iglesias, who finds Salvador, who finds Fidel out wide. He's going to get it in at the near post for 3-0. We're going to concede here against Eldense, which is annoying, but it's a set piece. It's nothing we could have done, okay? It's just FM stuff, okay? But we're going to have the 4th goal with another win from the defence. Sergio Leon is going to find the shadow striker driving through, and that is exactly what I expected to see in this tactic, which is why I'm surprised Laborde scored so many, because that goal I have seen so many times when playing with this tactic in my Hong Kong save. just the striker dropping into the rolls. The shadow strikers, you can see how high and aggressive they are. They're right in there, ball in behind. Fantastic finish from Pippa to make it 4-1. The last one I think is an own goal, so it might not be anything too special. It's a throw-in. Pippa carry area to whip this one into the back stick. Balanco gets in from left back. Again, wing backs on support as the two wing backs, because obviously they've got to provide the width. And you can see from the graph down here what quite happens with this tactic. So you've got the back four, very, very attacking wing backs. 2 DMs sit in the middle screening. You've then got the shadow strikers, who are both very wide, but they are central attacking midfielders, the cam and the striker. So it's absolutely beautiful, and it works very well. You get very nice little triangles in the wide areas, which is lovely to see because we love triangles. Let me skip over to the other save, which is Sheffield United, and show you how we did with Sheffield United, because again, it's quite simply fantastic. Sheffield United, I believe, are bottom of the Premier League in real life, and we've managed to get them to 9th with a positive 10 goal difference and 55 points. Yeah, quite a good season. This was in the save I did where I saved Burnley, Sheffield United, and attempted to save Luton, but it was impossible. And I locked the formation in with Sheffield United, and they absolutely smashed it in the Premier League. Data Hub is great for a team that's just come up. 1.18 goals conceded is the biggest issue for a newly promoted side, and it smashed it. Just under the goals per game. And the squad, the goals coming from Alfredo Morelos up front. Now, again, this is a save where I made signings, so it's a formation where you definitely have to sign players for the formation, and you can tell that with a Nice one as well. So you can certainly see where we've come from there. So Morelos up top, Barkley and Lingard as the two shadow strikers, which was fantastic. And we kept around Iliman and Dye as well, who also got the goals. And the formation is as follows. It's about time we show you this bad boy. We've got Morelos up top as an advanced forward on attack. He has got no further instructions on him. The shadow striker, both of them with stay wider. And again, that gets them in this half space. So this is what is important about this tactic. The shadow striker normally would just dart up, but having that stay wider almost creates that wide angle that they're going to run in from, which is lovely. And you saw it in the goal from Pippa with the ball through from the striker. It works fantastically. An attacking midfielder on support in Cam with Rome from position, an anchor and left DM with no further instructions, and a Volante on support in right DM with no further instructions. A wing back on support on the right will stay wider and tackle harder. A wing back on support on the left will stay wider and tackle harder. 2 ball playing defenders, no further instructions. And a sweeper keeper on defend with no further instructions. Mentality wise, we are set to positive, shorter passing, fairly wide, pass into space, and a higher tempo. In transition, take short kicks, distribute to centre backs, counter press, and distribute to full backs as well. And out of position, it's a high press system. Trigger the press, get stuck in is important, because you're going to see with the DMs, because you've got a Volante that's very aggressive, and sometimes they need to be aggressive and win the ball back. So you got to come in and win that ball back ASAP. But it sets up very, very nicely in game, and is genuinely my favourite tactic I've used on this year's FM. The results of it have been genuinely fantastic, and watched it in the match engine. Like I say, normally with these tactic sims, I don't play any games, but you've seen it over on Twitch if you've been over there, and I've seen it countless amount of times when I've been playing with it. Just the tactic is beautiful to play with, and the amount of goals we are scoring with it is fantastic. And I mean, I might as well, while I'm rambling, I'm going to load up that save again in Hong Kong and just show you the goals where they're coming from with that as well, and sort of how things are looking on the data hub, because we are predicted to come second. We have won every single game in the league so far, I believe. We haven't. We've played 14, won 12, and drawn 2. A 27 goal difference, 38 points. But the goals are coming from everywhere, which is lovely. Our striker scored 20. We've got a Cam who scored 16 and got 10 assists. We've got a centre mid, the Volante, who scored 11 goals. We've got another Cam who coming in January, scored 8 and 5. We've got a backup striker who scored 5 and 2, and he played there as well. And we are just absolutely smashing it. And the data hub for this one is what you'd expect. 3.07 goals scored per game. 1.14 conceded is a little bit more than I'd like to be as league champions, but it is what it is. We're absolutely smashing it. And they're even coming not from the spot as well. It's just a genuinely beautiful tactic to go ahead and play with. Most goals on 43%, possession-wise third on 57. And fewest conceded, we are just 2 behind top of the league, Le Mans, who are on 14. We're on 16. Pass completion, because of the weirdness of the shadow strikers, you don't complete all the passes. You get a few misplaced passes, a few balls over the top, which don't quite work out. So it's always to be expected. But the important thing is the points per game, and we are absolutely smashing it. And again, this is sort of a save that I'm doing where I'm looking to win every single league on Foot Manager. So if you want to come ahead and check that out on my channel, feel free to do so. But this is the 4-2-3-1 narrow, for, in my opinion, the best underdog tactic on the game. It has been fantastic for me everywhere I've used it, so feel free to go ahead, give it a try. It's in the link down below on the Sortitoutsi website, and I'll speak to you next time.